Have you ever wondered about the biggest waste of money in the world? Imagine pouring billions of dollars into a project, only for it to end up completely useless. It might sound unbelievable, but it happens more often than you think. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the top 10 most useless mega projects in the world, colossal failures that will leave you scratching your head in disbelief. 1. Mirabel International Airport, Canada. Have you ever heard of an airport that can accommodate 50 million passengers per year, yet not a single person has flown from it since 2004? Welcome to the Mirabel International Airport in Montreal, Canada, a colossal white elephant that cost billions to build but ended up being a massive failure. In the 1970s, as air travel to Canada increased, the government decided to build a new, larger airport to replace the existing Dorval Airport. Mirabel was born, a massive project that took 5 years to construct and cost a staggering $500 million, equivalent to billions today. It opened in 1975 as the largest airport in the world by area, but there was one crucial problem: terrible transport links. With no high-speed rail connecting it to Montreal and only unreliable shuttle buses as the primary means of transportation, passengers quickly abandoned Mirabel in favor of the better-connected Toronto Airport. Today, Mirabel remains a ghost airport, used primarily for cargo flights and hosting amateur go-karting events, a far cry from its original purpose as Canada's international hub. 2. Wonderland, Eurasia, Turkey. Imagine an amusement park so massive that it's the largest in Europe, with 17 roller coasters, a giant fountain, and an impressive $800 million price tag. That's exactly what Wonderland Eurasia in Turkey promised to be when it opened its gates in 2019. Turkish authorities expected a whopping 5 million visitors per year, but the reality was far from their expectations. The rides turned out to be low quality, and visitors left scathing reviews, leading to a rapid decline in attendance. Within a year, the entire park was abandoned, becoming a post-apocalyptic wasteland of rusting rides and crumbling structures. In 2022, locals voted to turn the site into a green space, marking the end of a once ambitious but ultimately useless mega project. 3. Eko Atlantic, Nigeria. Imagine an entire city rising from the waves. That's the premise behind Eko Atlantic, an ambitious project in Nigeria aimed at reclaiming land from the Atlantic Ocean. In 2003, the Nigerian government decided to fight coastal erosion by creating an artificial peninsula protected by a massive seawall called the Great Wall of Lagos. The plan was to build a luxury city with towering skyscrapers and homes for nearly 250,000 people on this man-made landmass. While the peninsula itself has been successfully constructed, the city's development has been plagued by delays and controversy. As of now, the peninsula remains largely empty, with only a few residential towers occupied by a handful of people living in a surreal environment of dusty roads and non-existent streets. 4. The Millennium Dome, United Kingdom. If you've ever seen images of a massive white tent-like structure in London, you're looking at the remnants of the Millennium Dome. Originally built to host the Millennium Experience, a year-long celebration of the new millennium, in 1999 to 2000, this colossal project was a massive undertaking. With 12 support towers representing the hours, months, and constellations, the dome was an impressive feat of engineering. However, once the Millennium Experience ended, the British government had no clear plan for the structure's future. It sat vacant for years, costing a staggering £1 million per month in maintenance until it was eventually sold and transformed into the O2 Arena in 2007. 5. Bataan Nuclear Power Plant, Philippines. In the 1970s, before the Chernobyl disaster, the Philippines embarked on an ambitious project to build a nuclear power plant in Bataan. Little did they know, this endeavor would turn into a massive waste of money and resources. After construction began in 1976, safety inspections revealed over 4,000 problems, including the plant's proximity to a fault line and an active volcano. Despite these glaring issues, the government pressed on, spending a whopping $2 billion to complete the project by 1984. However, in the wake of the Chernobyl disaster, the Philippines decided it was too risky to operate the plant. Attempts to convert it into a different type of power plant proved too costly, and the entire structure was left abandoned, gathering dust, a stark reminder of the consequences of ignoring safety concerns. 6. New South China Mall, China. Imagine a shopping mall so massive that it could house hundreds of thousands of visitors and over 2,000 stores. That's exactly what the New South China Mall in Dongguan promised when it opened its doors in 2005, boasting the title of the largest shopping mall on Earth. However, just 3 years later, a staggering 99% of the retail space sat empty. The problem? The city's relatively low income levels meant there wasn't enough demand for high-end stores to sustain the mall's operations. For over a decade, the New South China Mall earned the nickname Ghost Mall, a vast echoing space devoid of shoppers and retailers. 7. The World Islands, Dubai. Dubai is no stranger to ambitious and grandiose projects, but the World Islands might take the cake for sheer audacity. Imagine a miniature version of the world's continents and countries, constructed as artificial islands off the coast of Dubai. This mind-boggling project involved dredging up sand from the ocean floor and arranging it into intricate shapes representing landmasses like Europe, Asia, and North America. Completed in the early 2000s after billions of dollars in investment, the World Islands were meant to be transformed into luxury resorts, hotels, and wellness centers by wealthy individuals and companies who purchased the islands. However, years later, most of the islands remain deserted piles of sand, with only a few development projects underway. The lack of infrastructure, including water and electricity supply, has made it challenging to build on these artificial landmasses, leaving many investors with expensive but useless plots of sand. 8. Palm Jebel Ali, Dubai. Speaking of Dubai's artificial island projects, the Palm Jebel Ali is another testament to the city's penchant for grandiose ideas. Modeled after the famous Palm Jumeirah, this massive palm-shaped archipelago was meant to be a luxurious residential and commercial development. While the islands themselves were technically completed, the project has been on hold for years, with no signs of progress. Like its counterparts, the lack of infrastructure and utilities has made it difficult to attract developers and residents to this artificial paradise. As of now, the Palm Jebel Ali stands as a stark reminder of the challenges and risks associated with such ambitious land reclamation projects, serving as a cautionary tale for future endeavors of this scale. 9. Zwentendorf Nuclear Power Plant, Austria. In the late 1970s, Austria embarked on a nuclear power project in the town of Zwentendorf. Millions of dollars were invested in constructing the plant, which was completed and ready for operation. However, before it could be activated, the Austrian government made an unexpected decision. They held a nationwide referendum to determine the plant's fate. To the surprise of many, the public voted overwhelmingly against operating the Zwentendorf nuclear power plant, citing safety concerns in the wake of the 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl disasters. As a result, the completed plant was shut down and abandoned, never producing a single watt of electricity. 10. The World Islands 2. Dubai. We've already explored the ambitious yet largely failed World Islands project off the coast of Dubai, but there's more to this story of wasted resources and unfulfilled dreams. In addition to the continental island representations, Dubai also constructed 4 more artificial islands nearby, each one larger than the previous Palm Jumeirah. However, after investing billions into their creation, the project ran out of funding, and a quarter of the sand used to build these islands washed away into the sea. Work on these islands resumed in 2022, but it remains to be seen whether Dubai will be able to breathe life into these man-made landmasses or if they'll join the ranks of the city's other useless mega-projects. From abandoned airports and amusement parks to artificial islands sinking back into the sea, these top 10 most useless mega-projects serve as cautionary tales about the perils of unchecked ambition and poor planning. Collectively, billions of dollars have been squandered on these colossal failures, leaving behind a trail of white elephants and unfulfilled dreams. So, what did you think of these wastes of money? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating explorations of the world's most incredible, and sometimes most useless mega projects.